Hi there, in this video I will show you how to tune SAP Sybase IQ with the Index Advisor tool. Probably the most common way to improve performance in IQ is to make sure you've got the right indexes on the columns. Now when you first load data in a table in IQ, it physically stores the data by column rather than row. Inherently, IQ stores data in an index structure called the Fast Projection or FP index, which is used for storing and projecting data in a lookup fashion. But to get better query performance, you should also apply additional indexes based on the type of data and how it's used in queries. Being familiar with the 9 different types of additional indexes and when to use each is helpful in making that determination. But for those who may need some guidance, we recommend using Index Advisor. Index Advisor is a tool that comes with the IQ server installation, and based on determinations from the IQ optimizer, Index Advisor will issue messages to suggest additional indexes that could improve performance.
Let's look at how to start using Index Advisor. We already have an instance of IQ running on this box, so let's open up Sybase Central, our GUI tool for administering IQ.
Let's first connect to our IQ server and then take a look at our database options. Now in order to start using Index Advisor, we have to change the default values for both Index Advisor and Index Advisor Max Rows options. So in the GUI, we navigate to those options and change the values. Index Advisor option needs to be on, and Index Advisor Max Rows should be the number of messages you'd like Index Advisor to save. Now once that number is reached, no new messages will be saved, but counts and timestamps will continue to be updated. Now let's see how we do that using SQL commands. Open up an interactive SQL window and run the store procedure to check the database options. When we get the output, we're looking for the options Index Advisor and Index Advisor Max Rows. And the fact that we don't see them here means that Index Advisor hasn't been activated. Now I'm going to show how to set the values using the set option command. Make sure that Index Advisor is set to on. And in the same way, make sure that Index Advisor Max Rows is the number of messages you'd like to save, and in this case, we're setting it to 1,000. And just to confirm they've been set properly, let's run the stored procedure again and check the database options. Okay, now that we've confirmed Index Advisor is activated, we can start running queries against IQ and keep an eye out for any index advice. Let's start with one of the example queries against tables in the IQ demo database and see how it performs without having any additional indexes on its columns. Now let's check for any messages from Index Advisor. To do this, run the simple procedure sp_IQ index advice with no parameters. And here we see we've got a few recommendations from Index Advisor. Alternatively, you can take a look at the IQ message file. Since we're in Windows, we can do that by opening the message file in a text editor and by searching for the words Index Advisor. Here we see the messages as part of the IQ query plan, which also gives some information about join algorithms and details from the optimizer. But let's go back to the output from the index advice procedure. Now we saw that IQ was still able to resolve the query we issued, but there are suggestions for getting a better response time. So let's go ahead and accept the advice given to us and create those indexes and see how performance changes. Now, in addition to these kinds of suggestions, Index Advisor can also recommend rebuilding indexes, changing an index type, or even identifying mismatched data types to be changed on join columns. It's ultimately up to you whether or not to accept the suggestions that come from the optimizer, but without adding the index and running the query again, it can be difficult to determine how performance will improve or not with the new index. After the indexes have been created, let's see how to clear the messages from Index Advisor. Now to do that, you issue the same stored procedure with the reset flag parameter set to any non-zero value. This can be helpful when you want a clean view of new messages from Index Advisor. Now let's reissue the query from before and see how it runs. And if we run sp_IQ index advice again, we'll see that there are no new recommendations for us.